episode 131 of the Ignite Your Purpose show. Two gentlemen speaking from across the pond. It is the blog, the Vog, the podcast. We are always talking longevity through a healthy lifestyle. It's a mix of mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge. The mind, body, soul, trifecta. And at its base form, people, what John and I have done is come from negative to positive, and that's what we want to share with you all each and every day from the words out of our mouth. Today, we are going to talk. What are we talking today, John?
We're going to work on the title, but it's along the lines of fitting in or standing out from the crowd, but wanting to be part of the crowd, but wanting to have your own personality, but then being ostracized because you're different and you still want to be part of the crowd. So I think you've heard a story recently, Max. So you want to share that with us?
I did. I was out for tea this morning with a good friend of mine. He happens to be a father. Yeah, I was trying to be like you guys over there in the jolly old England, mate. Having our tea. And he was telling me he's got some kids that are different ages. He's got one young one that's just gone into like grade 1-ish or whatever. He's got one that's in their first year of high school. And he was telling me how it's amazing that both his kids, you know, the one in high school, the one that just got to school is having trouble making friends. The 6-year-old's very, I'm going to say, I don't know, maybe not culturalized. He's just having a very difficult time to make friends. So he comes home, he's you know, anxious and he's beside himself. And then he was telling me about the 14-year-old who's somewhat, I don't want to say being bullied, but, you know, the man thing, he's trying out for the basketball team, didn't make it, blah, blah, blah. And he can't find his team, his crew. So we're talking about that for a little while. And then the dad, I think he's probably, I'm going to say in his mid-40s, somewhere in there, it was telling me, you know, he's having trouble hanging out with friends too, because all he does is work. And then, you know, he's got the kid responsibilities and it's really hard to make friends as you get older. And the whole time I was just thinking in my head, man, nothing changes. You know, from first day of school, middle school, high school bullying, college parties.
The same when we were at school.
Yeah, you know, and the work environments we're all in that, you know, some people don't like you and they don't invite you, and the gyms we work out, there's tight knit crews, there's some people can't get into different crews, and it just got me to thinking like, holy shit, when are we ever, if this guy's that age, and then, you know, I hear the 6-year-old say the same thing, you know, when a spouse dies, it's hard to make friends. When is it that we stop seeking that external? And I'm not saying we don't need friends, because we all need, you know, companionship and whatnot. Yeah. But to seek the approval of a clique or a tribe or a squad that you deem yourself you need to fit into, you know, I just found it amazing that it didn't matter what age category, we all suffer with the same bullshit.
It kind of rolls on a little bit from yesterday's talk and the talk from the day before. And I think somebody said this to us in a comment. It's about, there's this natural inbuilt driver to want to be loved or liked or part of a community. And I think because that's such a big part of society, having lots of friends and being part of big groups and clubs,
and everything's fun all the time.
Everything's fun and rosy and jolly, and I think we compromise parts of ourselves to do that and to fit in, ultimately to the detriment of your own happiness, because we're going to the party or the barbecue or the camping trip, or Jimmy in his office, he's having after party drinks, and you know what, you don't freaking like anybody in the office, but you feel obliged to go to it to fit in, rather than saying, I might let some F-bombs out now. Within life, there's some things that we should give a fuck about. maybe certain elements of family or friends or partners. And there are things that we shouldn't give a fuck about, i.e. stupid little parties for colleagues at work that you don't like, or your girlfriend's baby shower that's on it's on the Saturday morning that you'd rather be doing X, Y, or Z with whoever it is, or staying in bed, or playing with the kids in the garden. And we compromise our own our own happiness, really, in lieu of wanting to do the right thing for other people just to fit in. Does that kind of make sense?
It's brilliant. We compromise our own from the start, John. Our whole show's about. He's proud of himself. Our whole show's about health. How often do we compromise our own health, which is one of the only things we have to live a good life, right? Like, boggles my mind. I've been there. You've been there. We've done it. And one of the questions I had was, for this gentleman who's, doing his thing, I was like, why would you, if you want to fit in with a bunch of other dads who just play video games, and you don't play video games, brother, what the F are you doing? Like, why do you want to hang with those dudes? If they're just, when they get time away from their wives and the kids and they're going to play video games in a basement, you don't do that. Why do you want to be accepted by them? And I hold my own feet to the fire. You heard me the last couple of days. Why do I want that pat on the back? Why does John want what he wants? Why does Susie want what she wants? It's the programming in the first few years of our life that has screwed us up this bad, and it runs so deep from 6 years old to the 14-year-old to the 50-year-old. I mean, it is incredible, right? And you're right. Until we can look inward and find that all the answers are in here and not from, that cool group that plays video games in the basement till 2 a.m, that's not the answer.
Yeah, and that may even roll into a subject that I popped into my head earlier today, which was going to be for another show, which is we hang around in this environment with this programming around the same people that we've learned from, but where do we go for our advice? We tend to get our advice from the very same circle of friends, the people who may never have left the village, or the people who say don't invest your money because you'll lose it in the stock market, but because take money from people who've got money, not from people who haven't got money. But ultimately, diets never work, say the fat girl and the fat guy from work. Go to people who are phenomenal. I go to people for fitness advice and expertise from people that over 40, usually over 50, who look freaking awesome and healthy. Go to the people go to the millionaires and the billionaires, go to the ultra endurance athletes or the super strong men or the lady in her 80s who's been doing yoga for 47,000 years. Go and seek your knowledge from experts. Go and spend your time with people that you have similar interests to.
There you go. There you go.
I could roll it all up into a nice package, but that's all you've got for me today.
What was that saying that Einstein said, John? You can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. I don't know if that's the exact paraphrasing.
It's either that, or is it the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result?
Either are one of those. Yeah. It's the same but different, right? You have to step outside the box.
Yeah.
It's not a mirror, John. We're live to air. It's not a mirror.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, beautiful people. That's all we got. As always, we appreciate you for your time. We thank you for your time. We thank you for the listens that are popping off on audio, all the subscribes, all that jazz. Thank you so much. We know you could be anywhere in the world and use right here with hashtag IYP. Ignite your purpose.
Ignite your purpose.
We will see you tomorrow. Subscribe, like, share. Help those who needs the help. Tune them on to us because we love to talk. We love to listen. Peace.
Good night. See you then. Bye.